Exactly.
Yeah. Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brownwater Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right. We have a great episode for you today, shooting from the hip like we always do. We post them and we go live within 30 minutes.
That's
so
right.
If you want to be down with us live, you got to be up to date. You got to have that notification button. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, hit that notification button so you'll know when we do these shows. But great episode today. We got Doug from Pascagoula Men's Club sitting down, hanging out with us. He's going to be talking to us about all things Pascagoula, what the Pascagoula Men's Club is all about, and what they do. They're doing some really, really great things for the community here lately. Did some a charity cook-off and a barbecue event that we're going to talk about. But like we always do, rolling right out of the gate, we are going to thank the people who support us. Starting it off with the OG right here. Here he is. Boom. That's Dr. Robbie.
New pitcher.
That's it, with the new staff pitcher. Dr. Robbie Williams and his friendly staff over here at Southern Magnolia Smiles. You can look them up on Facebook and Instagram. If you're looking for a great local dentist, they're located on Washington Avenue right here in Ocean Springs. Let's see. If you're a traditionalist, like we always say, and you want to go to that to their regular website, man, it's www.southernmagnoliasmiles.com, or you can hit them up on the landline at 228-215-1202. So go make an appointment and tell them that we sent you.
Yep.
Next, coming up right out of the gate here, Hill Tree Marketing, man. That's our buddy Jesse Hill right here and his team that he has assembled. If you need anything done digitally, if you're looking for a website, if you're a small business or a creator of any kind, maybe you're selling stuff online, or really for any reason, if you need a website done, Hill Tree Marketing is your one-stop shop. He's got a team of photographers, cinematographers. He can do aerial cinematography. He can do commercials for you, IT work. He's kind of like a one-stop shop. And most importantly, he's local.
Right.
Go to his website, hilltreemarketing.com. Check out all the businesses that he's already worked with. He has them listed right there on his website. You can get a feel for what he's capable of doing. And if you want to go over to brownwaterbanter.com, you can also see his work, because guess what? He did ours as well.
Ding, ding, ding.
Coming out to shoot hot right here, we got Saltwater Fabrication. That's our buddy Vince, man. He was on the episode. Joey, I don't know if I told you, but that's like one of the most downloaded audio podcasts in the last like 30 to 60 days.
He's a legend.
Was his episode. Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. He jumped on board right after the show was over with, said he appreciated what we were doing and wanted to help sponsor the show. So, man, we appreciate that. If you're looking for any custom metal work, he can do it. Doesn't matter what it is. He specializes, I think we could say, in T-tops and marine type stuff.
But he'll do it all. Anything from a boat to, cleaning tables, anything you need done, rod holders, he'll get it done. Got a merch line, just came out, just dropped, so go find him and
check that out right there.
Looks good.
I got to get a picture of the hoodies. All I got right now is
you ordered one, didn't you?
I did. So hopefully it'll be in the mail before too much longer. I'll have it. I wear it on the show. But that's the long sleeve shirts. Go over to his Facebook page, Saltwater Fabrication, and you can order the shirt and maybe still the hoodie. I'm not sure if that was a limited time.
Really
deal.
Cool guy.
Go check it out anyway. Yeah. And look, I want to show too, that's a custom T-top that he built right there. And that thing is purdy. So let's show up close on the welds.
Crawfish table, anything, man. They do everything. Just a roll of dimes. It's just throwing dimes.
Just a roll of dimes. Ain't no big deal. So, but yeah. So did I get them all, Joey? Are we missing anybody?
Yeah,
that's it right now. Okay, cool. We appreciate all those people, man. Like I say, we don't just let anybody sponsor the show. We got to believe in what they're doing as well. And all those people we are very much a fan of. So like I mentioned, man, Pascagoula Men's Club, Doug's in the house. No, he's not. He's shaking his head. No, he's not in the house.
I'm in the house.
Okay, I didn't know if you left. I didn't know if you left and didn't want to decide it again. He's like,
no, it's Kevin. It's Kevin.
Right. It's Kevin on his shirt. Yeah.
Kevin's
Wouldn't
here.
be the first time I messed up a name on the show.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's see here. Let's see. We already got some people in the comment section too. John says, what's up, Coach Kate? So
what's up?
Yeah. So let me flash this on the screen here. But yeah, so tell us a little bit about you've been in the men's club. I saw you on the phone earlier. We was trying to figure out how long it's been around. I think the consensus is July of 2009. Is that right?
Right. That's right. That's right. They brought me in 10 years ago. I've been in there 10 years. Took a leave of absence for a year or two while my son was having some medical issues and came back strong.
I hear that.
What exactly is the Pascagoula Men's Club? A lot of people do like Mardi Gras balls and stuff like that.
No. We're strictly community involvement.
Okay.
When they approached me, they said, this club's about making Pascagoula a better place to live, work, and raise your kids. Nothing about Mardi Gras.
Right.
Yeah. You're on your Facebook page. People can go to it. Just type in Pascagoula Men's Club. It'll come right up. But it says service-oriented group of men dedicated to making a difference in the community in which we live. We believe Pascagoula, Mississippi has an extraordinary potential. And with involved, engaged, and concerned citizens, our city can indeed continue to be a truly great place to live, work, worship, and play.
Oh,
So that's pretty.
I like
I don't know who wrote that, but that sounds pretty.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
that was
high class.
That's
there,
pretty
wasn't
damn
Did you
good.
write that?
No. But I would have loved to claim that one.
Me too. Me too.
Where did it start? Do you know the origins
I do
of it?
know a group of guys started. There is the YMBC club at Moss Point, and that's the Young Men's Business Club, and they
Right.
have a little thing. And Gaucher Men's Club had something, and when I was told, a group of nice gentlemen said, "Man, we need to invest in our city," and they got a couple guys together, and they started doing a few things, and that's kind of where it started
Turned
out.
into what it is.
Yeah. And I think it was like 10 people to start out with, and we've been up as much as pretty sure around 50, 55 men.
That's a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We got kind of a funny story. Joey and I were supposed to be at one of your events. I mentioned it in the intro. Y'all just really did something really cool. I think was y'all cooked over 300 hams. Y'all had trailer smokers, multiple trailer smokers out. What's the name of that business? Y'all told me the other day is going to be called where you were.
Hardheads.
Hardheads. That's
Or
right.
hard
Tails. That's what I thought.
Tails.
Yeah, hard
Yeah,
tails.
hard
That sounds
tails.
right. So it's not open yet, but it's going to be an amazing.
They're selling gas, and they're selling gas, they're selling bait, and I think they're selling ice and beer. The restaurant and the bar are coming later.
Yes.
That property is county-owned property, and so they're having to build all that out of pocket. There's no.
So it's like a lease thing or something.
It is. It's a long-term lease.
Okay.
That they're going in there. Beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, my
Yes.
gosh.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that on property.
Right.
No. So.
And where we're talking about, it's in Pascagoula. It's on the north side of the Highway
it's called
90 bridge.
Lowry Island.
There you go. Okay. All right.
So that's actually in the river, though, right?
It's on
Well, it's where the river meets, kind of like the end of the river, the mouth of the river, right before it. It's right before where the big ships are at Ingles.
Right at Ingles and
Yeah.
Colleton, and it's on the west side of the river, of the bridge.
Okay. All right. I need to go to Pascagoula more.
Well, and we'll get into it, but for me, I've lived here my entire life, and I don't. If you're from Biloxi, the Iberville area, you kind of tend to stay in that area.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Pascagoula people are the same way. You don't typically go across the bridge too much unless you got to, right?
I don't know. A lot of people don't see what we have to offer, and they're even the people who live here. They like to go away.
Right. Well, that's my point. It's not a great thing that it's like that. I've been working now in Pascagoula since 2018,
2018.
and I be upfront and honest. I pretty much go straight to work and come home. I don't hang out a whole ton, but recently with the barbecue cook-off that y'all did, and there's been a couple times where I ventured out, Pascagoula has a shit ton to offer. It is a
awesome.
really nice city.
Dude, I was so proud y'all came to the barbecue cook-off just to show you what we had.
Man, that's awesome.
The downtown's second to none.
It
man.
is.
It's just cool.
It is.
Cool.
It is, man.
Wait, if you've never been there, it's like the View Marche in Biloxi, but it's
with the View Marche, kind of used to be
cooler. Yeah,
the View
it's got a
Marche,
lot of people.
It's
there.
working its
Yeah.
way back, but it ain't
Right.
quite there yet.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more, not quite where Ocean Springs is at. Everybody's familiar with, on our end of town, downtown Ocean Springs,
yeah.
Government Street. Y'all are on y'all's way there as far as the number of businesses and the number of at least traffic that I saw that day.
But I think we want to stay a little more sleepy.
Okay, I'm down with that too.
I think Ocean Springs. I love Ocean Springs, but on a Friday night,
Can't get out, you can't move. Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't know. I just like the vibe. The vibe's good.
Yeah, it really is. But
So what's the main backbone or purpose of this men's club? What does it set out to do?
To give back to the community.
And that's what y'all do.
Right? Prime example. Just the other day, we got a phone call. A gentleman was having some kind of medical issues. They amputated a couple toes. Ended up finding out they're going to amputate his foot, and maybe even more. Well, it's just him and his wife. He's in his, I think, 70s. We didn't bat an eye. We went over there and built a ramp to get him in and out of his house. Because it's just him and her. we had a ramp built. I think it was 90 foot, which was tremendous of a drop and all
Right.
that.
That's a lot
2
of
days.
pile of wood.
2
yeah.
days.
Oh,
2
now
days.
that's getting it for a group of guys. I mean, but y'all got a lot of people that can lend a hand. I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Yes. We're huge with Adrian's house, which is for battered battered women and all that. Huge with that. We take care of them any chance we get.
Now they were one of the people that y'all gave the hams to, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
like we were mentioning, we kind of got off, but the Hardtails restaurant, y'all had all the trailers set up. Y'all were smoking hams all day and a couple briskets, I believe.
Yes.
And these people just start showing up and just like they were leaving with 30, 40
now
hams
that,
a piece.
That group of there is something that we wholeheartedly concentrate with, and that's called Backpack Buddies.
That's right.
Backpack Buddies
That's
of
right.
Pascagoula.
That's right.
Is something that the guys took on as a huge challenge, because once you hear the story, this lady and I hope she comes on.
Yes, we talked
on
about it.
with
Yeah, we're gonna shoot her a message.
When kids are begging for food,
It's terrible.
you know, I've been blessed. With me and my wife, we've been blessed to have good jobs, and my kids never worry about where
Right.
a meal's coming from. You know, kind of a long story back, I was raised by a single mom, 3 kids. My mom was a bank teller and made,
Yep.
pennies.
So
Yep.
she was grinding.
Pennies.
Yeah.
And somehow we never wanted to, I mean, we there's nothing, we never went without.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know how, but we never did.
Because I bet
Mama was working.
Mama was working. She probably knew how to stretch a penny
Yeah.
a long
Yeah.
way, and you
Yeah.
probably had a lot of love in that house
Yeah.
too, which would
Yeah.
make you don't know what you don't have. As long as
Right.
you got food in your belly,
Yeah.
you don't need all the
Yeah.
crazy.
Ate a lot of fish and grits.
Oh man, I
nothing
tell
wrong
you
with
this
that,
right
though. Ain't
now.
nothing wrong with
I
that.
can tell you,
Yeah.
I will not eat a mullet now.
Oh, come on.
No, I'll never eat a mullet.
Man,
again.
I love
Damn,
them.
we
I
love
love
it. We love it.
Well, we caught mullet every day. Every
Yeah.
day we ate mullet. When we ate seafood, it was either mullet or shrimp.
Yeah.
Mullet or shrimp.
Yeah.
And we ate it any way you could think about.
Yeah.
So-
You got to change it up. You can't fry it every day.
I'm
You gotta
not.
boil it,
Hey
grill
man,
it.
we ate gizzard. I mean,
I love the gizzards.
yeah. We're not eating mullet. I got money now. I'm not eating mullet.
One thing I will say though, what better of a place to live than when you're struggling, single mother raising kids, that you can go out and throw a net and catch something like mullet and shrimp to live off of,
yeah.
right? It's better than nutria
Yeah.
or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't knock it.
My
Yeah,
mom paid
true,
for
true.
me and my brother to have a mullet net, and she'd take us down to the beach. We couldn't drive, young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd
Kick
go
y'all out the
there.
house, go catch dinner.
No, she'd take us down there and we'd go catch mullet. We'd come home, clean mullet. We'd eat mullet 2 or 3 days a week
Yeah.
for forever.
But
Yeah.
the tell me the name of the organization again. Backpack. I'm gonna mess it up.
Backpack buddies.
There you
of
go.
Pascagoula.
There, I didn't realize this was a thing. My brother's in school right now to be a licensed clinical social worker, and he's telling me the stories that this lady was telling me this past weekend, that there are more than one, which is too many, kids that when they leave school on Fridays, they may not eat till Monday.
Oh yeah.
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 Now that's crazy. dude.
Yeah.
That's why kids struggle during the summer, because when they cut those school lunches off, they're in trouble.
Well,
man.
and so backpack, and let me give a shout out to Dusty Wally, is this dude, friend of mine from a long way back. He asked me one day to help him cook for Backpack Buddies. Well, I didn't know what Backpack Buddies was,
Mhm.
so I go down there. I said, "What we gonna do, man?" He said, "Man, we got 350, 400 Boston butts to cook." I
Jeez.
said, "My goodness,
God, yeah.
What army are we
what,
feeding?
what are we going to do here?" He said,
Yeah.
"Well, this is Backpack Buddies' complete fundraiser for the year." And so he started talking to me about Backpack Buddies. Well, the way my job works out, they don't just give you a vacation day to cook. So you either have to take
Right.
Time
personal
Personal
off, yeah.
time.
and
yeah.
I didn't understand it. So I just said, "Well, I'll cook." I cooked all night, stayed there all night, woke up that morning, we finished doing whatever, changed clothes, and went to work. And then more I got to understand. So I think I'm about 8 years in on doing that, which is tremendous. I mean, it's the greatest thing ever.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, it's worth every hour that we stay out there cooking and doing all that.
Well, especially around the holidays, knowing a kid's not going to go hungry from what you do is worth. I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
priceless.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because see, they take those Boston butts, we pull them and all, and they'll sell either the whole butt, they'll sell sandwiches, whatever they can sell. That's how they make their money for a year.
Right.
Till a couple years ago, when I started talking to the guys in the men's club, I said, "This is a
Good foundation to get behind.
this is what we
Yeah.
need to be.
Yeah.
The money stays in Pascagoula. Everything that it stays in Pascagoula,
Yeah.
Right.
and so we've been doing that, and it's wonderful."
And we were talking about the bylaws to get into the men's club. You have to either live in Pascagoula or work in Pascagoula,
That's
right?
correct.
So all the money just stays at home.
We will if it's a special something,
Right. Travel out a little bit. Yeah.
something, but we want to keep our money in Pascagoula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Ain't nothing wrong with that for sure. But yeah, so what better way than because most men, as you get a little older, what do you like to do anyway? You like to sit around the house, hang out with your buddies, and for some reason, as you get older, like grilling, smoking, it's what you want to do.
What was the meme? I saw the meme. It's
you.
like once you get past 35, you either got to be good at.
easy.
We're all there.
Are.
Yeah, you either got to be good at
No,
history or smoking meat.
Men either get in really deep into World War II
or smoking meats.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, damn, that's really true.
That is
I
true.
kind of pick both, but yeah. So no, it's a great way to hang out, and then so you're already having a good time hanging out, and you're doing it for a great cause. So it sounds kind of like that's the wheelhouse of what y'all do.
Yeah. I think it's more for me is I wanted to see my kids be involved,
right?
See me involved, and hopefully they get involved, in which they do. Well, you were there this past weekend while we were, and my youngest son was there.
Yep.
And he was toting boxes. He's doing
sure
whatever's asked. And,
Yep.
Yeah. That to me means a lot.
That's right. Lead by example.
They're giving back. You gave back to them. Now they got to give back too.
Yep, for sure.
So it's a men's club. What is women's role in that? Do they have a role in there, or they just help the men out?
Probably
they
keep y'all
They
straight.
probably run it, right?
No. They don't. Look,
I'm sure your wife probably runs it like they run Brownwater as well.
We actually try not to ask our wives to, but there are quite a few occasions where they step up to the plate and they knock it out of the park.
Oh, always.
They never argue. We got quite a bit of the women that do step up, and I think next week, 2 weeks from now, we're doing a dinner, and it's really because we want our wives to know how much they mean to us and how much we respect their health.
Same way here. If we didn't have ours, Brownwater would have been
there would be a lot less cool.
We probably would have been in jail for tax evasion about 2 years ago.
We'd have a lot less merch in the same token. That's right. But yeah, so I was doing in the intro, I was talking about, Joey and I were supposed to come out and we made the barbecue cook-off. Which was that, a month ago? Has it been that long?
October 16th, 17th.
How many events do y'all do a year?
So we're doing two. We do two. We used to do a golf tournament, and one of our founding members also started the fishing rodeo, which you're getting to.
Yeah.
Pascagoula Men's Club has a inshore shootout is what it's called. I'm not on that board. I do work. I mean, I'll help in any way. But it has come a long way, and the golf tournament was just not what it didn't bring the community. The community can't come to a golf tournament.
That's right.
Right.
Just men that like to play golf, typically, right?
Yeah, and it made us some nice funds to be able to put back in a community, but it was just not it
wasn't family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but the fishing rodeo has been our staple. It still is our staple.
Yeah,
because you can bring the wife, kids, you can hang out, eat
all day.
Look at the fish.
I mean, people love it. Pascagoula's a fishing town, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's at Mary Walker, isn't it?
No, sir. We did it at the Point.
Okay, I thought it was at Mary. I'm sorry, my fault.
Last year we did it under the bridge. No, we did not do a fishing rodeo last year because of COVID.
Right.
The year before that, we did it at Lighthouse Park, which is another beautiful. If anybody's never been to Lighthouse Park, you need to go to Lighthouse Park and just look. It's beautiful.
I don't think I've ever been there.
I don't think so either.
So when you come over the bridge, you got the lighthouse there.
90.
Is that the round island lighthouse right there?
Yeah. Well, we have a boat launch right to the west of it. It's all tied together. We got a little walking track and amphitheater right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're putting in pickleball court, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A couple other things. I'm not sure what pickleball is.
Well, it's like my wife's aunt plays it, and she's older, and it's like tennis for the older folks, but it's almost like a paddle.
A lot of young people.
A lot of young people do, but it's easier
it's easier than tennis.
Right,
yes,
right,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's a little bitty smaller one.
Wow.
But
so
no, what I was going to touch on earlier is that Joey and I were supposed to come down while y'all cooked all these hams for this past weekend, and I had a camping trip come up, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to make it. So Joey's like, well, I guess we're gonna have to pass until he sent you a message like, hey, we're not gonna be able to make it. And a funny story part of it is that coming back from the camping trip, one of the guys I was with, Brandon, said, hey, we need to swing in here to Hardtails, and so I want you to meet my dad. They're out there hanging and cooking. I'm like, oh, I like hanging out and cooking too. So we swung through there. Turns out I showed up to the damn event that
you weren't supposed to be.
That we were supposed to be, that we said we couldn't go to because I didn't know it was right there, and had a blast with y'all, man. I mean, we had a damn good time and met a lot of the guys that are in the club. Got to see that whole facility. It was a great time, and like we've already mentioned, cooking that much food for such a great cause was amazing. And we got to sample a lot of the food too, which I was super into that. But
God likes to eat.
But it was good. It was a good time.
I think the best food was Saturday. You missed that.
Okay, well, if it had got much better than what I had Sunday, I don't know if I needed to be a part of it, but no, I got some photos here just so people that are watching on the live stream can see. Is
that the cook-off?
From the cook-off, yeah. So let's get a little deeper into that. Huh?
Let me tell you the story about the cook-off.
Go ahead.
And Mr. Doug invited us, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, we'll be there. So I get with Jared. Hey, Jared, man, let's go down there. Let's hang out. I get there at like what time we get there? 7:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
and it's a 3-day fest, right?
2 days. Well, it's really 1 day.
But cook all day Friday and eat.
Well, Friday night you set up and start cooking Friday night, and then Saturday is actually our barbecue cook.
Yeah. So we get there Saturday morning, and it's 7:30, and I walk past 2 big rigs, and I got offered brisket and ribs at 7:30 in the morning. I said, Jared, this is going to be one of the greatest times we've had all week.
Yeah, and the weather was really good. It was a little overcast, but that made it feel good. It made the weather feel good. The wind was blowing just enough,
and it smelled like
heaven.
Oh yeah,
it really did.
It was delicious,
and everybody down there was having a damn good time. And like I said earlier, that was my first experience with y'all. Call that downtown, right? That's downtown, Pascagoula. And the jury room. How badass is that place?
Oh, it's badass.
Yeah,
Jazz Club is the other one. It is badass too.
Okay, we went into the jury room, and they were selling drinks out front. But they gave us a little mini tour of it, and I was like, this is awesome. Right up my alley. So I was digging that a whole bunch.
And then what the way y'all do it is y'all buy the meat, or explain the cook-off. So
I can give you a little history on the cook-off.
Go ahead.
If you like.
Yep.
We were sitting I know I talked to you about your age and stuff, so I'm going to throw it out there.
Yeah, we old too, man.
Where we were at Lowry Island, where we were at doing the ham cook-off, or ham cook.
Right.
Years ago, when I was a kid, there used to be a Blessing of the Fleet, a flagship festival is what they called it down there. And it was a 2-day event at least. And my mom would take us down there. It's the greatest time.
Right.
They had all kinds of stuff. That's what Pascagoula had. We had stuff like that. Well, we don't have stuff like that anymore.
Right.
Pascagoula is people look at us like we're an industrial town, so we do not have much of that. Me and another men's club member, Bruce Linton, were talking one day. He said, what can we do for Pascagoula? And we sat there and studied on it, and for some reason, a barbecue cook-off come up. So, man, how can we showcase Pascagoula? Barbecue cook-off. So we decided, do some investigation, get with some other members, and can we pull this off? Can we showcase what downtown has to offer? Can we bring one person from out of town to spend $1 in Pascagoula?
Yeah.
If we do that, if we lost money, we won.
Yeah.
And our first year, I think we had 10 or 12 teams. And it was unbelievable. Then last year, we went on through with COVID. We still did it, and we had even more. We had several big rig teams that come in, and then now we're to this year, which was it was our best year, and it was an unbelievable time.
It was great. We had a blast.
Let me throw that on the screen real quick for people. I threw my drone up while I was down there, and let's see. Boom. So this is it right here. You can't see it, but you were there. You know what it looks like. People in the audio, in audio podcast land, it's downtown Pascagoula, and the streets are just filled with people. There was actually more people than that by the end of the day, but that's still a lot of people right there. There's a tent right there for people to hang out up underneath. You can see the stage all the way there in the background.
Y'all had live bands.
Yeah, y'all had
every year so far. So what we we pull out of our pocket
right there. There's the band for people that are still that are on the live right there. What was it's my buddy's band that was playing. Do you remember the name of them? Something Hotel, Coast Hotel,
Coast Motel.
That's right.
And so those
my buddy Chip right there on the drums.
Yeah, those young guys right there. Two of those young guys graduated with my oldest son, and they've been making a go of it. And,
yeah, they sounded great.
And then there's another young lady that graduated this past year, I think. And then you got Chip Cuevas.
Yeah, that's I used to work with Chip.
Yeah,
I used to work with Chip.
And then you got Crash. Man, Crash is the bassist.
Okay, I only know Chip.
Oh, Crash is he's seen it all and he's done it all. Yeah,
that's fine. I'm gonna flash that picture back on the screen.
And so
there he is. Oh, I see him now. Yeah.
So you know, we what we try to do is we would love to have the same bands every year. If I could keep the same band every year, that'd be wonderful. But is it fair? No, we want to.
Yeah, you got to mix it up.
We want to show. We want to showcase. So I called the young guys up and I said, "Hey, man, you know," and they said, "Mr. Doug, come on, man. You don't really want us to play for the barbecue cook-off. It's big." I said, "Man,
come on down.
Either go big or go home.
That's
Let's do it, man. Let's do it." And they were on board. And those guys, I told them, I said, "I just need you to play for 2 hours." I said, "That's all."
That's it.
I said, 2 hours is a long time. Mr. Doug, we can go 4. I said,
bring it.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
And they did. And they did wonderful.
Well, and I'm going to tell you too, I remember they were playing that I can remember Skinnerd, a couple killer Skinnerd songs. Like they were playing the hits.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think they peppered in a few originals if I remember correctly too.
I think they even played me some Cross Canadian Ragweed, man.
Oh,
that's a good one too.
That's going deep in the playlist there. Yeah, but no, it
was a great time, and how it worked is all the people cooked from Friday till Saturday, and then they came in and bought a bracelet. I can't
$15 to sample all the barbecue there,
and it is.
Yeah, so the people
ridiculous amount of food.
The people cooked, the competitors,
yeah.
But the patrons, the audience that came in.
So if you're just from the streets, you walk in, pay $15.
Well, no, it's better. You didn't have to pay anything.
To get in
if
you're going to eat.
If you wanted to eat, well, because that's kind of a barrier sometimes for people.
You got to come in and check everything out for free.
I
didn't charge a dime.
That's right.
And we didn't charge a dime. I keep saying
no.
It's still like mine and Bruce's baby. So we still we gotta spread the wealth. But we couldn't do it without the rest of the guys.
Oh yeah.
But no, we put it together. We're gonna supply all the food that's being cooked and give it to the teams for a minute entry fee. Minute. I think this year was $175 per team.
Wow.
Which is cheap because you got brisket,
ribs? Yeah, brisket, and you probably got six things of ribs. If you did Boston butts, you probably got 6 Boston butts.
Yeah, that's a drop in the bucket. You probably can't buy the ribs for that.
Now, did each team get to pick what they wanted to compete in? Each category?
Yes.
Tell them the categories. You had.
So we have had brisket, ribs, and pork, and then we had what we call. So our first year that we got started, you got to go back and look at these 2 guys that got abducted by aliens.
Oh yeah. Now hold on. Go ahead. But I work with one of the Charlie's nephew. I worked with him.
So these guys got abducted by aliens, and they were putting a monument out there. So we decided to call our what you call a lanyap category.
Correct.
We started calling it the UFO category, and named it the unidentified food object.
That's awesome.
I like
That's
it.
awesome.
It's kind of stuck. It's cool. So
it's way cool.
That's the only thing the team really has to pay for is whatever they're going to cook for that category.
And it's like a huge family down there because as soon as I got there, everybody's walking around with these Bloody Marys, and I walk up to the lady who's serving the Bloody while they're frying cracklings right next to us, and it
I forgot
smelled
about that.
delicious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ma'am, can I get a Bloody Mary? And I got money in my hand, and I'm like trying to pay this lady. She's like, no, you don't have to pay me.
So-
It's all
Yeah.
good.
So
Yeah.
here's the greatest thing about that. Those people, they just bought the Chevrolet dealership in Pascagoula. They moved to Pascagoula and
Coast
decided
Chevy?
Coast Chevy.
Yeah.
And they also they might get mad at me, but they just bought the Crown Dodge dealership too.
Mm.
But they came in and put roots.
Way
down.
to hedge your bet.
Yeah.
You know? They come and put roots down in
Yeah.
Pascagoula and
Yeah.
said, "Man, we want to stay here. This is going to be our home." They bought a home here. They're not
Sweet.
living in Mobile. They're not
Right.
living in Ocean Springs. They bought a house in Pascagoula, and they're putting their roots down. And they are giving back to the community 10 times fold.
That's
Well,
awesome.
one of your guys asked me the other day at the ham cook-off thing, about the podcast and where we claim. And I'm like, I say Biloxi, Joey and I
We're really
went to
St.
St. Martin, but nobody
Right.
knows what that is really,
Yeah.
unless you're from right here. But as the official mission statement of Brownwater, we at a minimum, the beginning is Bay St. Louis, Louisiana state line to Pascagoula,
Yes. Yeah, I
Alabama
like
line. That's we claim that as our home turf for what we want to promote. I didn't grow up in Pascagoula. I didn't grow up in Bay St. Louis or Pass Christian, but the Mississippi Gulf Coast needs to be known about.
It
Right.
does, it does. St. Martin's St. Martin's special to me. That's a bunch of great people in St. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
After Hurricane Katrina, I worked St. Martin, and it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable the compassion that people had here in St. Martin.
Yeah.
The destruction was you didn't see the destruction. They didn't show what St. Martin suffered.
Right.
And I worked it. I was in it, and it was unbelievable, the compassion. People didn't have a house, and they're trying to give you food and water just because they thought we were working harder than them.
Now you're talking about as your profession, which I
That's my
don't know if they
profession.
can read your shirt, but you work for Singing River Electric.
Yes, I
Right.
did.
Yeah. Great company.
Great company.
Yeah.
Well, I
great
think
company.
it's the whole coast, Bob. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
They say once you get, past Stone County, you can cut the whole state off. I truly believe that.
Easy now. We got to grow. Easy. Don't say that.
Hey,
We got to grow.
I got a simple story like St. Martin over on Riviera Drive,
Mhm.
and you got all that. What is it called? Porto Bay.
I was just going
Oh,
to say, you
yeah.
talking about Porto Bay?
Yeah,
Porto
we
Bay.
did.
That's where I used to
Okay.
live down there.
Okay, so listen, one of my great friends I work with lives on Riviera Drive before.
You ain't talking about Glenn.
Yes.
I know. My
Yes.
dad grew up with Glenn. They
Yes.
were best friends in high school.
Yeah.
So Glenn is like, yeah, he's
He's a good dude.
he is literally probably the best guy I've ever been around in my entire life.
Yeah.
Trained me when I've been at Singing River 23 years. Trained me, right? So we're sitting at his house. We got everything ready to go before the storm, and people start stopping before Katrina. They start stopping at his house. Hey man, you leaving? Hell no, I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
So everybody's staying down in Porto Bay, and the 2 days after Katrina, Glenn shows up. He's in a swimming trunks, singing. He's got a Singing River shirt on, and he's got flip flops on, and he's in somebody's car. We don't even know whose car he's in.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I said, "What the heck happened, man?" He starts telling me the story that the water started coming up so bad they could hear people screaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so he goes out there and he looks, and he said, "There's 4 people at that bridge going down
right past his house.
And he said the trees and everything's got it blocked off." So and I'm not going to use his words, but
Go ahead.
he goes down there and he gets them right. Him and his brother, they go get them. Well, the water's getting deeper. You can hear more people screaming. So he ends up taking a Singing River electric truck and parking it out in the middle of the road. And his wife, which is about 4 foot nothing,
Mhm.
Yeah.
she controls the winch. They got all the rope that they can handle and life jackets and all that. They hook it all to the winch on the Singing River truck, and they go down there, And they get these people, and she winches them up till they can walk. Because he's struggling. He said he's tired by now.
Oh yeah.
Well, the water keeps coming up, and they keep backing the truck up, and finally the damn truck goes underwater.
Yep.
And he said, Doug, before you know it, he said, there's 18 people that I've never met in my upstairs because he's got a 2-story house.
Yep.
He gets up never goes to bed. The next morning, he goes down there to check on his dad's place, which is on the water, and
it's further down. Yeah,
it's wiped away.
Gone.
But he hears these people screaming. Looks down there, and there's a family of 6 in an oak tree.
Holy!
And he
moly.
comes.
Oh, yeah.
He goes back to his truck and gets his climbing hooks, which might I add are not to climb trees. And he gets his belt. He climbs this tree, and he lets all these people down in swimming trunks, flip flops, and a singing river.
I believe it.
Stud.
I believe it. Yeah,
Absolute stud.
I believe it. Yeah, my dad lived about 2 streets down from him on Antigua. And,
that was a good time.
I'll never forget, right before Katrina hit, he's like, hey, you want to come over here and stay at my house? I said, Dad,
no.
You live right by the marsh. Have you lost your mind? No. So he came and stayed with me at the place I was renting. And
it was a good thing.
We heard stuff we had a little television with an antenna, like an old, I mean, this is 2005. I mean, it wasn't,
Right.
It was a little tube TV, and people, they were reporting on WLX, people were on their rooftops in Porto Bay. And I'll never forget, he was like, obviously that's not right. Like, what do you mean in Porto Bay on the rooftops? And this was early into the storm,
Yes.
you know? And once it got down to where we could drive, we hit Lemoyne Boulevard, and there was Whitecaps on the road in front of Glenn's house by Fraser's Nursery, if you know what I'm talking about. And my dad was like, oh my God.
Good thing we didn't stay.
When we finally got down to his house, we look over and it's completely leveled. And I'm a lot younger then. I don't even remember how old I would have been in 2005. But anyway, I'm like, damn, look at your roof, Dad, or your house. It looked to me like it just squatted down on itself. He looked at me, he goes, that roof that's on top of my slab where my house used to be, he said, that's not my roof. He said, my roof didn't have a pitch that was that steep. He said, that is the neighbor's house from across the street that is now sitting on my house. He said, my house is scattered all throughout, and you could see it.
Yeah.
It just took it that way. It was gone.
I was down there.
Yeah.
I was
Close
down there.
enough.
It was bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
it's
down
terrible.
there right after it was, I mean, I had to try to fend for ourselves. I had a 6-month-old and a 5-year-old.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah. It was
You
tough.
lived down there at the time?
No, I lived in Pascagoula.
Yeah, y'all
But
got
they
hit
would-
hard too.
Yeah, we wasn't too bad. We only had 5 foot of water in our house and lost the roof. But
Yeah, that ain't too bad.
That
at
ain't
all.
good.
Yeah, yeah, 5 foot
But,
water. You had plenty enough room.
I had a wife that she was the rock, man. She handled everything. Had like I said, a baby and a other one, and we worked 20-hour days for I don't know 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Oh, I believe it.
I believe it.
And
Y'all
then
probably didn't even lay down. Sleep in the truck.
Well, I didn't. I didn't sleep in the truck. I went home. I went to my mom's house. My wife and kids were at my mom's house, and I relieved my wife every evening when I get home. My mom had a swimming pool, above ground swimming pool, and I was able to take a bath in there.
yeah.
Right.
After I took a bath, I'd take my baby, and I'd hold him so my wife could get a nap, because I knew it. It's 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah. It's hard enough to raise a baby when it's not 100 degrees with power.
And so, I felt guilty because she worked her ass off.
Yeah. They always do.
Yeah.
What's the mood like in the middle of something like that? I got a feeling everybody kind of bands together and just gets it done, right?
Well, as a power company?
Because you're an employee. I mean, you're working there for that company, but I think does it transcend into a communal thing? Like you're working for the community as well? Especially in the middle of something like that.
Katrina, yes and no. And Katrina, yes and no. On the coast, when I say on the coast,
Yeah.
south of I-10,
Right.
it's a family.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything north of I-10,
They try to shoot you.
oh my gosh, I can't even describe that, because the first couple of weeks I was in Van Cleve, and that was total chaos in Van Cleve.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet.
But now this last storm, or the last couple storms, it's gotten fun. It's gotten comical, because now the internet is more needed than power.
Well,
And
which requires power, but
Yeah,
yeah.
But they
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
But this new age of group don't realize
They don't
that.
understand that.
Like, we had a lady kick us off her property. She had a broke pole, and we were trying to change the pole, and she come out there and run us off her property because they were coming to fix her internet.
all right, well, you can fix the internet, but
Yeah.
good luck getting
Yes,
that
ma'am.
router
Yes, ma'am.
cranked
I'd
up.
have
Yeah.
been like, I'd have said, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
leave.
We're
Oh,
out
yeah.
of here.
We'll be gone.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what
No
we did.
problem.
I mean, you don't need to argue, and we do a good job not arguing. We do a good job of making sure things are handled, but we always follow what the customers want us to do, and
They
when
tell
you're-
us to leave, you got to go.
yeah, I mean, an hour later she calls back and
Oh,
said
for
that
sure.
AT&T said they couldn't fix their internet, but
That's weird.
Yeah. It's funny. It don't run off of smiles and hugs.
Clouds.
Yeah. Well, no, that's cool, man. And that's a whole nother thing. It's, dovetails into everything we're talking about with the whether it's working for the power company or being a
giving
part of
back.
this, or this
Yeah.
organization. It's all kind of
Oh,
the same thing.
yeah, well, it like the men's club. A lot of people think when you say a Pascagoula men's club, you're thinking of I guess you'd say upper echelon of guys, and we've got them from lawyers and doctors,
Right.
down to the power company.
Yeah. Well, that's what when I heard it, I thought it was some kind of like Neptune, like Mardi Gras ball or something like
Yeah,
that. It gets
yeah.
together.
When I talked to you at that crawfish cook-off,
Yeah,
and I don't carry myself as the upper echelon.
You're
so-
right. We
and-
don't either.
Neither do
and-
we.
Yeah. I know, and so we hit it off pretty well.
Right.
And so I was excited when I called. I told my wife when I got the card, and my son, and I have to give my son props. I think my son was the one that came over there. It was like,
Yeah.
"Man, it's cool stuff." And then me and my wife were doing something and walked down there, and I know we purchased some merchandise.
Yeah,
for-
you did.
for him.
Thank
I
you.
said,
Yeah.
yeah. And you gave me the card, and I told my wife when I walked away with that card, I said, I'm gonna have them at the barbecue.
Yeah.
cook-off."
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
it
man.
was too. It
We're
was.
looking
Yeah.
forward to next year already.
Yeah, and I showed the aerial photos, but I never and the music. But look, here's just one photo of the many competitors that y'all had just thrown. I mean, and this is while this is a very nice setup, this is a smaller setup compared to like y'all had flatbed, pull behind trailers set up,
Oh, yeah,
guys
yeah.
that had cooking
But
equipment. on
see,
it,
that's
so-
not the whole. I'm excited about seeing those guys show up with these big rigs. But you know what
Mhm.
gets me more excited is when these guys pull up and they're taking barbecue grills out of the back of their truck.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, man,
Just Jeff from down the street.
yeah,
yeah, man," and that's where that's really where we started with, and that's what we want to keep going with the backyard cookers. Somebody wants to sit around and drink a couple drinks and
yep. Have a good
you know,
time.
It is an absolute good time. And if
Oh,
you
man.
missed it this year, if Mr. Doug invites us back next
Yeah.
year, we'll be down there. Come hang out with it because it is
Yeah.
an awesome
Do y'all have a
event.
date for it already for next year? Or no?
It's going to be right. I don't have the
It'll be in
exact date.
October?
It'll be the third weekend in October. next
Okay.
year.
Well, there you go. That's
That's
easy enough
awesome.
to look up.
We had luckily we had some good sponsors in Pascagoula. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, I want to throw a couple
Yeah,
out
Yeah,
there.
go ahead.
The first year that we started talking about this, I went in and talked to Nelson Outdoors.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you've
yeah.
ever spent money in Nelson Outdoors, thank you.
Yeah.
This guy, I asked him about it. I told him what we were doing. He said, "I want to be your first sponsor." He said, "This doesn't even have anything to do with anything that I sell, but we need to make Pascagoula a better place."
Yeah.
And man, that dude has been on board for the fishing rodeos, the barbecue cook-offs, everything.
He sponsored us the first year. And
On the sheep's head tournament.
our
yeah.
sponsorship filled up so fast we didn't have to go back over there. And I felt bad for not
Yep.
doing it, but I'm sure he would have.
Mr.
But I'll tell
Nelson-
you what he did do.
Yeah.
He let us put our flyer up for year 2.
Yeah, he did.
In
and
the
he
store,
will.
so,
And
yeah.
that guy will give that family. It's not one. That's the thing about Nelson Outdoors. It's not Mr. David. Yes, he probably started it, and I guess he did start it, or Mike, one of them two.
Yeah.
But that's a whole family down there.
Yeah.
And those guys are unbelievable. And another, we got Taylor Furniture. Taylor Furniture, I can't give enough shout out. They don't even live in he lives in Moss Point. His business is in Moss Point, and he bends over backwards every chance he gets for the Pascagoula Men's Club.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable. When times are tough, he never says no.
Yeah.
And that's just two of our big sponsors. We got Chevron, more local sponsors than you would imagine. Brady Seafood.
Yeah.
And
I've eaten there before. I had a damn good
Yeah.
time.
oh
That's
man,
real good seafood.
those guys are
Right on the water, too.
Yeah, they're second to none. And then you add in Bozo's
Those
seafood.
delicious.
Which
But-
all I have to say is Bozo's. Keith Del Cambry has man, he is a community guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you just say Bozo's. People come from far and wide.
Right. Yeah, they know the name.
Yeah. They got the shrimp. What's it
The
called?
overloaded
The
shrimp.
overloaded
Oh, my
shrimp.
God.
amazing.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
And I don't even do that, man. You know,
I had a buddy of mine ordered it.
Do you know what the ticket is?
Which-
It's a steam plate, man.
I ain't never had that.
Like the 2 pounds of shrimp steamed.
Mhm.
Oh my god,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better get you about 4 or 5 of them Pabst Blue Ribbons.
Oh, dollar PBR.
Yeah.
Hey
love
man,
it.
hey,
I
look,
love them
there's-
PBRs.
There's not a better beer than Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I don't disagree with that at all, dear. But all that goes back to just saying. I mean, Pascagoula's a great town, man, and we were thrilled to be able to be invited over there, be a part of that event, and then hopefully more events in the future. What's next on the horizon for y'all? You've mentioned y'all do a couple events a year. Is it another event coming up soon, or do y'all have a members drive coming up?
I don't
what's the
think
deal?
we do need some more members. We would love to have some younger members.
Well, explain that process. How do you become a member?
So, man, that's kind of hard because we don't recruit per se. I mean, it's kind of one of them deals that we want people to come to us and ask us. We don't want to, and if you like what we do and you're interested, talk to one of the members. There's a bunch of us. There's probably 40 paid members right now that are on the books that are paid 45. So I don't know.
Right.
Come to us. What we do need is we want to try to get our younger generation in Pascagoula to understand what we're about and understand how important it is. And we have a good time.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We have a good
it's
time.
a good time.
But so they, as far as I know, I mean, I do know a couple guys I've asked, and there's sometimes there's a lot of asked for you to do, and some people can't commit to that.
Yeah.
Well, give us the rules. What is there age?
No
price?
age. Well, I would say 21's the age.
Yeah.
You definitely need to be 21.
Okay,
that sounds about right.
It's $120 a year is our membership fees, and it goes right back into the kitty, and we donate that out.
Y'all have weekly meetings, monthly
meetings, one time a month, unless we have a function.
Okay.
We try to do one time a week when we're getting ready for the fishing rodeo and when we're getting ready for the barbecue cook-off, one time a week. And also that you do have to live or work in Pascagoula.
Right.
Yeah.
And, we want you to represent Pascagoula all the time.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, and everything stays there, and it's like a big family.
It is a family, and what you get back to our next function is going to be, we will take care of people that are in need, and it's going to be Adrian's house for Christmas, maybe a few other things. If we get a few phone calls from the school district where they know that
Rodolphich.
Well,
it'll be counselors or something,
Yeah. Somebody in need.
Yeah.
Somebody, and it will be secret. It's not going to be
right.
We know. I know how that works.
And we're not going to blow it out of the water. But just like last year, right at Christmas time, we got a phone call that a family came into Adrian's house with, I want to say 4 kids, and it was a last minute deal. And
nothing.
Yeah, man, we took care of it.
Yeah.
And they had a good Christmas. I mean, it's best you can have for that.
Correct.
Right.
Also, I mean, we just went and talked to Pascagoula Fire Department, Pascagoula Police Department. We got a lot of big things fixing to happen with them. We just donated some money to them to handle some stuff they need to handle. Our goal is to do something really, really, I say special, more appreciative.
Correct.
Is the word I'm looking for, and we want to see that happen probably at the beginning of the year.
So it's going to happen pretty quick.
Yeah, I would say so. I would love to recognize some of those guys for what they do, what they, they leave their house for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, firemen and police for sure.
Yeah, I mean, our
yeah.
first responders, we definitely have something on the horizon to make at least to put a smile on their face. It might not be. Some people might not think it's much, but I think we're
a little goes a long way when you do something like that, you know, to show appreciation. Because God knows in the media, the news all day long, they get beat up left and right.
Yeah.
I don't think that translates here local to our community. I don't believe it.
No.
I don't see that. But just to show them,
anything
like, hey,
you can give them appreciation.
So y'all were a product of some of what we've already helped them with. I guess you heard. They had the fireman that lost his life.
Yeah.
And
Latch.
Mr. Latch. And then you got the Moeller family that are
baby
battling.
Right.
Yes. And so it was a last minute thing. And I contacted one of the firemen had let me rephrase. Let me start over. You got time?
We're good. We're good.
So,
we got plenty of time.
So here a while back, one of the firemen contacted us. They had an issue with family. They had a death in the family, an unexpected death, and they needed to do a fundraiser. Well, and they put the fundraiser together, but they were lacking manpower.
Yeah.
And so he contacted us, and we jumped on board. We cooked 600 pounds of chicken.
Jeez.
I believe it.
600 pounds of chicken.
Go big or go home.
So they could sell plates and do other things where basically I told the guy, I said, man, you give it to us, we're going to do it. And that will be one less thing that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, y'all did a fundraiser for the Latch family at the barbecue cook-off.
Well, we did not. Okay.
There was
so that's where I'm getting to.
Right. Okay.
So we within a week or so of our barbecue cook-off, all this comes out. And I contacted the fireman that contacted us, and I said, "Hey, man, what can we do? We're on the cusp of finishing our. We can't. I can't think of anything that we can do in a short notice."
Yeah.
And he said that they had some plans. I said, "I'll tell you what, man. You come down to the barbecue cook-off, and it's yours. It's yours. Whatever you want to do, we'll support it." And some media got it wrong. They thought it was for the firemen.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was.
And,
I was mistaken.
And that's fine. They made. They were able to raise a pile of money for those two families.
Yeah.
And the men's club were completely. I mean, we were so excited that they were able to. We didn't even care if we made anything at that point.
So I'm missing something though. So you're saying that the barbecue cook-off. All those proceeds went to them?
No, we kept our proceeds, but they were able to sell so many
They had
tickets.
They had a booth.
We set them up. Prime time real estate.
For the fishing tournament?
No, for the barbecue cook-off.
No. I'm saying, what were they selling for the family? That's what I'm missing.
At the thing, they were raffling tickets off, and we set up where they did the boot drop, where they could put money in the booth.
That's what I got.
I think they had a gun raffle. They was
gun
doing
raffle, and I was told it was a tremendous amount to help.
Oh, every time I walked over there was a line.
And we wrote a check. A week before that, we wrote a check to handle travel affairs for the families to get home from,
because they were both in the same hospital.
MD Anderson. Yes. I got out of line, but we didn't have time to throw, and we will anytime they ask. We're on board to do anything.
Oh yeah.
And so the fire chief called me, and he was like, "Man, I'm sorry. The media thought that the barbecue cook-off was the fire department's, and it's really the men's club." I said, "Man, that doesn't bother us a bit, man. You know,
as long as it's staying at home, it doesn't matter.
Right. No, as long as the outcome was what you're saying it was, then that's all that matters. So,
helping those two families out.
For
sure.
Yeah.
So I think we touched on it about how to get in and all that, but is it the best way to get in touch with y'all is your Facebook page?
Facebook page.
Yeah. And I've got it right here at the bottom of the live stream. People that are listening on the audio, just type in Pascagoula Men's Club into Facebook, and it'll take you right to their Facebook page.
Or find a member.
Or find a member, yeah.
Yeah.
But shoot them a message on Facebook if you're interested. I mean, if you've been listening to this this podcast, I mean, damn, what better way to spend your time than hanging out with a bunch of guys that are dedicated to building the community, doing things for fundraisers, doing things to better their surroundings. And like you said, because I don't want this to go unnoticed. I mean, y'all have a fun
It's
time.
a great time.
It ain't like you're not having a party.
Yeah.
It's a party while
Yeah.
they're helping. And I think anytime you can do both of those at the same time,
I'm in.
that's a win-win.
Sign me
That's
up.
a win-win.
It is, right?
So
I can't wait for my kid to get home from finish college. Maybe he joins the men's
He'll
club.
come
right?
back
you
on
go.
there.
There
Yeah.
you go. Take over the lineage continues.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So if you're in Pascagoula and you're looking for a family owned, I mean, pretty much a family, you join it, you
Yep.
become
Yeah.
brother,
Yeah.
networking, all
Yeah.
that situation, same thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Get on Pascagoula Men's Club.
Doug, we appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it,
Stopping
man.
in here talking
appreciate
with
you.
us. This was a damn good conversation. I kind of knew it was going to be.
We're
after,
looking forward
after
to
hanging
next
out
year.
with you all day Sunday. I knew
Yeah,
this
I was a
probably gonna
little
be smooth.
nervous, but you know,
No, man, don't be nervous. You did great, man.
Yeah.
You did great.
you guys rock it. Man.
Yeah,
We
appreciate
appreciate it. And thanks for letting us be a part of what y'all are doing, even
Yeah.
in the capacity that we have. And anytime you want us to be a part of anything else, you just let us know. We're there.
Yeah,
For
no
sure.
doubt.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, man.
Yep.
We got more cool stuff coming for you in the very near future. You know, we like to schedule them and go. We don't do too good on the advance notice.
We'd like
but
to keep y'all on y'all's toes.
hey, look, you can always watch it on the replay. Everybody in the podcast land, if you miss us on the live stream, you can look us up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We rip the audio down. You can just listen while you're on the go. Check us out on brownwaterbanter.com. We got merch for sale out there.
And big news in a couple weeks, maybe even less than a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's big news to me because I'm not even sure what he's talking about. So
Jared doesn't even know.
Yeah,
yet.
I'm not even sure what he's talking
Yeah.
about. We appreciate y'all's time, and we'll see you on the next one, man.